I'm Candice.
And I'm Mark.
And welcome to this first edition of Coffee with Kandice and Mark. You know, we've been missing for a while, as you know, and lots of folks have had quite a few theories about what happened to us.
We went on a soul-searching mission to find ourselves, and guess what? We found ourselves right back here in front of your computer screen or mobile phone screen with Coffee with Kandice and Mark.
And we're going to be coming to you every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this show actually got started just kind of as a fluke, as fun. Mark and I were leaving church one day. The incident had happened at Starbucks.
Yeah, it was, back about a year ago now when the two black gentlemen were in the Starbucks, had the police called on them, and the police showed up and arrested them.
Right, and then we had the barbecue Becky's, and so for a few Sundays we were actually talking about those, just sitting in our car while we were having coffee, and stopped doing them. And then it picked up. Oddly enough, we stopped doing them, it picked up, and then a marketing company came in and said, hey, why don't you guys pick it back up again?
Yeah, they were looking for, some Generation Xers, the conjunction, junction, what's your function, Generation X, a show that would target them for their merchandise. So.
Right. And that's the thing. We want to talk to people and you all to bring us content talking about issues that affect and that we are interested in. And we say, not necessarily way up there in age, but those of us who are a little bit older than 21. We want to talk about some key issues that are happening and for you all to bring us content.
I mean, we're kind of beyond getting lit and, turning it up in the club and that, but we will turn it up on, say, the family barbecue or the family reunion, stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that, and we want you to have fun with us, and we're going to be monetizing this, as you said, Mark.
Yes, and so what that means simply is that we want your involvement, and we're going to give you a currency or a money type of a carrot to come and join into the conversation. So we encourage you, only you people that aren't camera shy. We want people that are comfortable in front of the camera, that want to be in front of the camera, chime in either with what we're talking about or chime in and tell us what you would like to talk about. And if we feature your video on the show, you will be sent out some currency to take care of that light bill.
Yeah, and we'll also have tickets and some giveaways as well. We're going to be talking about topics such as current events, and we talk about topics for us and by us. We mean topics from a point of view that we are all talking about that we often do not see on news. Now, I spent almost 20 years doing traditional news, and most of the time I was the only African American on the station doing actual news. I'm not talking about just talking about entertainment or talking about sports or talking about fun, which sports is important, and we're going to get to that. But we didn't have
everything.
All right, so we didn't have a real take or serious take as I was going through my television news career, where we were actually talking about issues such as the issue that happened over the weekend. The big issue that was talked about over the weekend with the NAACP Awards featuring Jussie Smollett.
I mean, look, he got stuck in my throat, this whole Jussie Smollett situation. What's going on right there, right? I mean, we all got our differences of opinion. Remember, go ahead and submit a video response to that and share with us your opinion on this Jussie Smollett.
So if you are curious as to what that story is about, it's been going on now for about 3 months, and we are going to take a look at this story and how it's played out. Jussie Smollett, he is an actor. He was up for an NAACP award, and that's why everybody's been talking about it and how his incident that was reported became 16 felonies. So we're going to take a look at what happened.
Obviously, the alleged statement of what happened here is horrific, and there's no place for it here in the city of Chicago.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel talks about a case attracting national headlines. Actor Jussie Smollett telling police he was brutally attacked in Chicago early Tuesday morning. Police tell ABC7 a dozen detectives are pursuing new leads, including grainy photos of two persons of interest. Tonight, police have tracked Jussie Smollett's movements, confirming video shows Smollett walking across the street from those two persons of interest. He walks out of frame for about a minute and reappears on another camera, quote, wearing a rope like a necktie. There is no video of an assault. Investigators say Smollett then walked into an apartment building, passing security and boarding an elevator. He would enter an apartment, and that's where police were eventually called. Police also confirmed Smollett told them he was on the phone with his manager as his attackers yelled racial and homophobic slurs. But detectives can't verify because he refused to give them his phone.
Preferential treatment. So that's the accusation that they are alleging that Kim Foxx, who is the Cook County District Attorney, she's an African-American woman, and so folks from the mayor of Chicago to the police union to the folks in the White House and a lot of people in this country are saying that it was preferential treatment or black privilege is the reason that Jussie Smollett, those charges were dropped.
What? Black privilege doesn't even sound right in the same sentence, black privilege. It doesn't exist. This is America. They want to exterminate black people.
Well, we're going to be talking about a lot of topics, and we want you to chime in. Have you been a victim of black privilege? Do you believe that it exists? Send us your video. We're not only going to be talking about news and current events, we also are going to be talking about entertainment. I bet a lot of you all over the weekend saw a very exciting movie that Mark and I actually had the opportunity to catch.
Us! What a masterpiece of a movie, Jordan Peele. Well, it was okay, but Coffee Brown will be giving us a review of Us later on in the show.
So if you've not seen it, we want you to go out and check out that movie so there won't be any spoilers for you. Not only are we going to talk about entertainment, we also are going to be talking about sports.
Oh my goodness, my favorite thing to talk about. And today, I'm going to share with you why I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, and even why he's more important than Bill Belichick. Stay tuned.
Well, you know, Mark kids around a lot about sports, but, you know, in his previous life, he had a lot of sports experience, and so he's going to be bringing some of his knowledge to sports. He's actually broken it down to me to where I actually it really can understand the game, and even though I was a cheerleader, a Texas cheerleader, I didn't really understand the game, so I really appreciate being able to sit down with someone that actually played it at a high level that'll be able to break it down.
The one thing I won't be breaking down is anything having to do with that team in Dallas. You won't hear anything about them. You'll never hear anything good come out of my mouth referencing that team in Dallas. You'll never hear me speak highly of them.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, anytime you'll hear me mention that team in Dallas, it'll be along the lines of, I don't know.
You know what, let me jump in here. You know, we are both originally from Texas, so I think he's just a hater. Now, he did come from Houston, but I grew up in Dallas Cowboy land. Notice the blue, which was my idea, and that's why I wanted us to wear it for the first show. But in any case, we are going to be talking about all sports teams because of being Coffee with Kandice and Mark. We love every sports team, so if there are any athletic teams out there that want to sponsor us, we love you too.
And also for you sports buffs out there, again, we encourage you to chime in and share with us on video. Maybe, you know, we can break down your team on the show, or talk about your quarterback and his less givens or whatnot, or the running back, or why your coach should be fired. I mean, anything. Just send it in. We'll talk about it. We'll see. And if it's a focus on the show, you'll be rewarded handsomely.
All right, and so with that said, we want to thank you for tuning in for this first segment of Coffee with Kandice and Mark. I'm Kandice.
And I'm Mark.
And we want to thank you, and we hope that you'll have coffee with us every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
And make sure you have enough caffeine to keep up.
It's always like this. Have a good rest of your week.